The title of my video, um, is something I wanted to just, you know, thing is, I'm tired of being in my head. So, and people, I don't have there's no safe place to go to, and the internet has become like refuge for people who are misunderstood in their society. And, that's why that's no. But I really contemplate at times, you know, if strategically it would be just better to count the odds, and every time I have to pull out a rabbit out of my just to live to live. I don't know how that makes sense, cause it's something I near I near not be able to control, you know, and even if I control it, then what? Then what? Well, I don't know my purpose. I had an intention of doing something, but I've been drifted away from that, so far away. I'm very exhausting. I'm very frustrated. I'm tired of all the worry of imminent danger. I wish things could change, but my perspective is I try to change the perspective. Certain aspects of my perspective is very hard to change. I don't feel like it's hard. I just don't know what to do. And even if I change my perspective, how that going to impact on the reality I live? Because it seems like the very essence of me improving myself is the problem. So how can I get with by the problem is by me existing? You know, this morning I don't know you this morning I mentioned about some item or position I had not misplaced, but it had detached from my is the restitution cross to um Rosemary Cross or whatever it's called again. Can't really remember because my head is like doing 180 while I'm just here, you know, talking. That's why I'm keep on having stutters and inconsistency in vocal pattern, stuff like that. But I actually managed to find it now. Well, it kind of makes sense why it dropped off because part of it was metal and seemed like it had been glued on, but I had not done anything to remove it off its surface. And I'm just glad I had found it. These things what people do, like, these are one of the big reasons why others feel like to give up. Like, there's no changing, and then y'all institute institutionalizing these, AI with the same programmings that you initially people had already, so where am I place? Where's my place in this? Where is anybody fighting for my rights? Where am I? Where's my place in this? That's what I would like to understand. Because my ancestors suffered a great deal too. Not maybe not the present ones, them they were wicked or whatever. But my ancestors also had suffered a great deal to why I am in the position I happen to be in. Because if it wasn't that case, you wouldn't hear nothing. And I swear to you, you wouldn't hear a single so solemn thing. 'Cause I would have been dealing with my problems and minding my own business. If I was on the internet, it's totally for, leisure and other stuff, maybe business. But outside of that, I have to come to the internet to help me or help myself to answer deep questions that, plague me. I'm tired of coming with the depression. I don't really pass those older stages. Man, I really don't want to give a fuck anymore. But it's haunting. The memories, whatever going on in my subconscious mind is tormenting. What haunts me, what haunts me is the idea of losing failure. Cause my failures are not just any simple failure. Me failing is not no, oh, you know, I can run to mommy and, have somewhere, I don't have no support system. So if it's fail, if I'm choosing to fail, it's equivalent to losing everything. And being a victim, going back to being a victim, being victimized by people. Like, because now I have obtained certain things, right? I had put out work and obtained like charity somebody sent, food supplies, right? That's good and all. That's good and all. And I was planning out my every step of the way. I was planning out, and people come and got this impression that whatever I doing was too easy for me, and came in as a trickster and sabotaged my whole thing that I had going on to preserve myself and keep my well-being boosted, keep my frequency boosted. Evil people don't like that. Evil people don't like that. So they come in and create chaos. Trick you, trick everybody. At one point of time, I really believed these people that they had not more good intention than me for me. 'Cause they were just forcing me. They was constantly beating me in my head with it. They constantly provoke me. So I, to me, I never had a choice. 'Cause the choice that I consistently chose was to not deal with you, the demon, at all. I never wanted to deal with it, and it still found some way to slither itself in, uh, kept in my presence to manipulate me. You know, cause I'm very vulnerable. It manipulate me and manipulate every good soul or good, around me, and left me here in shambles. Right? That's cool and all. I put out work same way, and it's still it's there and it's proven. I got a barrel with clothes and food that can last me more than for the rest of the year. And hopefully, I'm just hoping for the rest. That's what I'm trying. At first, I was depressed after I got it, and I was robbed. You know, just a little bit of stuff, and just one stuff to my knowledge. Um, it made me got sunk into a depression, and I started now overeating. I usually work out and stuff like that. Usually work out to keep myself motivated, and since lately, I'm finding a very hard time to even do anything, to even lift no weights. Even though, but when I was doing this, I had no resources, I don't have no food, and I still felt like the need of doing this, and I used a little bit of strength where I had to, you know, build my strength and, keep it going. But now, since I hear, I don't feel comfortable. But not feeling comfortable don't make me feel like to act. 'Cause I see like there's no reward, there's no benefits, there's no nothing. Let me delete this now, as I see say like, but no, 'cause it's really annoying. It is really dreadful. Oh, it's just disappointing. I really came to the internet for my notions to be proven wrong. Right? That's all I'm looking for. Something out there to prove me wrong. Right? And show me some kind of, say love is not conditional. I can be, you know, people can be look past, and just genuinely want to help somebody. Look past all the aspects of, say this person is troubled. She said this person is a hurt person who's said that I have to look out for help. Said that somebody can't look on me as a human being, even as a child. Nobody look on me and say this child needs help. You know, and where's the fact that I was putting out work and trying to save my life. Everybody fought me down. Everybody fought me down. And the little stuff that I have now, people still out there bad mind me or have some grudge for me towards me for it because of that fact. And some people won't admit it to themselves. That's why some of my stuff was stolen too. You know, and it's very hard to understand why. 'Cause to change your perspective, you have to look on other people's perspective. But I can't understand your perspective. 'Cause it just come from so much hate. Just is supposed this is what's being done to me. It's a hate crime, and I am forced. I am subjected to try and understand why people hate me and understand their perspective. That is literally, and it's not even nothing I do. Nothing I do. It's nothing I have any control, had any control over. These people chose to be this way. There was nothing to pick it off of, or no. These people just chose to target, you know. And the more they came around me and come to understand my energy, it make them want to hate me more. So how can I be faulted? And then I am supposed to, that's why I feel like to give up. I sat down here, it's like I sitting down here justifying, trying to justify, for trying to find some justification of why. I already accept the fact that I'm a victim and I'm naive. Why I have to now go and understand these people perspective? Cause like, why put yourself, somebody else's self, above my own self? I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that. And really, that the fact that I went through heinous shit and I'm trying to dissolve somebody who go through, maybe don't go through anything. Cause that's to me, generally, it don't seem like anything problematic to cause you to be like this. So it's just very hard. It's just very hard sometimes. My brain just more nowadays just feel very disorganized. Very disorganized. So even also, did I show you the Jesus? Yeah, I did show that. I was thinking about getting super glue. um, um, you know, so like when I said there was a lot of stuff for me to be grateful for, it is true, but I still in a hard rock between a hard place because there's still no opportunities to act upon or even, you know, empower myself with all these stuff I was given. It just making me more of a target now. The only thing that giving me some kind of um security is the location that I am at. And even then, the location I'm at is very, people targeting me, you know, people targeting me. I don't know what is I put, a lot of things have changed since I've got the barrel, and people have changed since I got in it. And, they start showing the true colors again. You know, I'm very appreciative of the stuff. I'm grateful for the stuff. I have a lot of stuff, good stuff. Like, this is not stuff like, the people who sent me, you know, they put effort into it. They never get me anything cheap. They never get me anything, you know, typical, or, right now I'm wearing an Alia t-shirt. Alia is one of my favorite artists. Well, this can't be really captured because I'm on them to go somewhere with light. I literally went out there because the place I was in had not much good lighting. Maybe this is Alia t-shirt. So I say, but people them who sent me, there's some them are purchased these because what they explained to me, say, these are good. dead figures, you know, and it give you protection. You know, these people's spirits, you know, will protect me. And when I put this on today, earlier I was wearing something different, and I feel different. I feel different, like more protected. You know, I think that's a psychological thing. But you know, now I just associate with this imagery. You know, but I still iffy. The reason why I don't give up is called the people who had sent and my aunt, right? I miss them so much, right? I don't know about how their perspective is now. A lot of stuff changed as people propagate stuff, you know, so I'm still grateful and thankful, and, you know, thankful for the things they have given me over the years, you know, and I cherish it. Even, and the reason why I continue, you know, I just want to make them proud, or make them proud. Not only that, I don't want to make their efforts and all that energy and time they spent, right, to try and help me go to waste. A lot of stuff they've done in the past has gone to waste. You know, they made efforts to try and it's gone to waste. So they give me this chance and they give me something realistic to work on. They never just hand me a little bag of they was really helping me for must say 5 or 3 months, 5 to 3 months, right? They were helping me. And you know, they live in a different country now. They live in a different country. So and their country dealing with some stuff. So you know, and even if they whatever, regardless of that, you know, I just appreciate the fact that the intent, just the gesture of humanity, you know, I say that they see me as family, right? They help me out as family. And they knew, understood, they never came with no weird narrative or weird perspective on how to look on anything. They just genuinely show love. You know, even if inside they never, I don't know, but you know, they genuinely show me love. You know, so I have to be very grateful for that. I never experienced that anywhere else but there. These are like God. You know, the only thing that kept me going for so many years was them, the love that they had showed me. Because if I never experienced that love, no, regardless of all the other stuff, uh, you know, all those other achievements and stuff that I had attained through my own merit would be insignificant. I don't even think that I would even have gone to attain them in the first place. In the first place, if I wasn't had that introduction with them and I left a good impression on, you know, that, you know, all of that, I don't know how it don't really affect what I'm going to, you know. I would like to say it's all in my head. But, you know, these people don't care. People don't care. And there's no way around that. I just tired of consuming stuff, and the internet itself has become, well, these technological devices has become very addictive. Cause I can't imagine myself right now if I had not, and for years I had not had a phone, and straight up some some weird rules, my family started creating weird rules and this and that. And, they started damaging my properties, my possessions, and stealing my possessions. And, it was always like hell. My aunties had always had fall back on um this handheld device my aunties gave me when I was 14. 3DS. They bought me the something edition one. It had that blue kind of glassy look to it. First day edition. It had that blue, I think that trademark blue glassy look for the 3DS. Right. It meant a lot to me because that's exactly what I wanted. Right. And they got exactly. They never double down. They never cop out. They never, sometimes you ask people for a gift, a specific gift. They find that, oh, they can get something more convenient to them, right? I really don't know. No, I really don't know what to make up. It's lost because they destroyed that too. They destroyed that too. It's hard giving up, It's really a hard thing to give up because, to give up now, you're sacrificing a lot for a lot worse. Yeah, for something unknown, you know, some unknown. Really and truly, I feel like my mental state, I don't feel so radicalized to do it, you know. But since lately, certain things, there's certain nasty stuff, certain vicious stuff, certain dark, horrid, nefarious stuff that you just see or witness, that irks you, that hurts you deep down inside, and you would rather not have witnessed that at all, or witnessed that happening to you, which are in this case me, 'cause, what a person like me has done to deserve this. Like, I don't see the treating people who commit crimes and like this or anything like this, to be punished or treated in such a heinous, nefarious way, like, and it seems like majority of society is okay with it. Like, I make these videos, I don't see any one single soul, solemn soul reach out to me or say, I'm not expecting anything when I do these videos, but I just saying so as an understanding. Nobody reach out to me. I'm very intimidated with people reaching out to me anymore. Truly, I just made this video. I'm not trying to reach out to anybody. I just passing the time until, some change. Some change, 'cause they're sitting down, feeling very frustrated, feeling very defeated, feeling very beaten down, weird out, and I don't want to start contemplating ideas and start reinforcing those kind of ideas. So what's the best thing to do? 'Cause I just say, yo, I just done a lot of work to get these things and obtain. I have the most gorgeous suits, and just one shoes was the one foot of shoes that was happened to be stolen. But I have the most gorgeous shoes and suits and clothing right now. So, and I have food that can sustain me. I just don't know because I live so far away from civilization, right? It's very difficult for me to now go out there, which I had already secured, had something, somebody I know. There's certain things I just don't understand what's going on in this world. Because if I had able to secure this place couple months ago, when my aunties them were sending me funds, I would be definitely secure right now to find um find some kind of job, right? And the big problem now, you know, that's my biggest problem right now. Find some form of employment. Most of the stuff there is blackballing me, but I see different avenues where if I apply myself at this, because I was trying to become a security guard, where I applied to become a security guard and I had done assessment and I passed the assessment, but I just never had my police record. And to obtain my police record now, I forgot to do some stuff online, and I need money to purchase my police record. I don't immediately have the resources or the help or anything right now to get it done. And I could have got it done. Well, I wasn't sure if I could have got it done because everybody like to guilt trip me and emotionally play on my, and those anchors can be real powerful, very, they're very destructive if put in like, buttons, people press the buttons, you know. But that was what I was up to. I had not obtained the record though. And time is of essence. Time is running out. I just would like to have gone to the training. 'Cause even the thing is, even if I have the record now, that still don't go against the fact that all the plethora of stuff um obstacles or hurdles. 'Cause I forgot wait till the course or the training start. 'Cause other they need a specific amount of people to start the training. So I still would be waiting like no. Still would be waiting. Still would be waiting. Right. But another thing I wanted to do, apply myself now to. There's a place, a new company out here that looking for young people to apply. I would love to apply there as um as a health sales agent. That's where I was. What I was at my last place I worked was a health sales agent. I was quite good at it too. I nearly sell a product that cost like the highest, the most I could have sell, like all the stuff on the shelf wouldn't submit to the amount of money that the person was willing to spend from a pitch, right? He was willing to put down I think it was $1 million health insurance. I couldn't find no package. Even if I gave him all the packages, it still wouldn't have come up to $1 million. You know, but and they weren't paying me at that company. They weren't paying me, and that's why I had to resign. I had to resign because how I can be working for 2 months and you're not paying me. You're not paying me. And it wasn't only me they were doing this to. So I don't want people to get this idea. So, this is what I'm talking about. I don't have when life give me shit. I don't have no support system to fall back on. So what had happened? My girlfriend at that time also was experiencing. They were paying her either, right? And we had made we had even gone to lawyers or we went to a department in the government to help us get our paycheck, and they never help her. They never help. I think after a while she ended up getting paid because she had her mother call in the workplace and threaten them, right? And this is the thing, they'll respect older figures, but they're not respecting you as the youth. So, let us take advantage. So she end up getting her money. I leave it alone because this getting dragged out too long, and my reputation already under the bridge, right? My reputation already in shambles already, so I couldn't afford whatever, so I can't really over how much they do, like 70,000, I don't know. That woman like 70,000. So, it's not so much money. It's a lot of money to me, but it's not so much money to risk my life or risk jeopardizing, 'cause I had other stuff going on anyways, and people was doing all sort of terroristic stuff to me anyways. So, I just, and plus I couldn't necessarily see at the time too. So I had problems with my vision that I wanted to overcome, right? Because that was another problem I had in the workplace. I couldn't really see the computer screen properly. It's me, cause I have everything now. I have my glasses, so I can see perfectly. Everything. And I would fit whatever. Right now, if you was to give me some, I'm telling you, I would fit in well, so it's just, I don't know, patience. I try to use patience. Can be a very patient person. I just sitting down here, moping around, just waiting, you know, until I don't know, it does feel like I'm going to wait till eternity or, you know, until something bad happen now. I I prepare now and just waiting until the opportunity shows itself, and then something bad happen, ruin everything. I don't want to consciously program my mind to feel like these things going to happen. 'Cause I feel like, getting into this NLP. But certain things in my life just feel so ridiculous. 'Cause after watching the internet, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's no empathy, no sympathy when I come around. There's none of that for me. And I do have empathy and I do care for myself. You can see that in the way how I look. I look like somebody who careless or don't care about themselves. I don't ever make myself sink into. I might get into a sunken place, but always my unconsciously, I always trying to do stuff to heal myself or soothe myself or, get myself back into, you know, to cope. That to me don't sound like somebody who is destructive or harmful to themselves. Yeah, I contemplate on suicide. But if you look on the circumstances I was dealing with, anybody in that position probably would have done worse. Probably would have taken them life already. Because if you're dealing with near blindness, you're suffering from weakness, car. You're malnutrition, right? Then you have vertigo and all sort of other stuff that you're facing and certain predicaments you're in that would make you feel like you don't want to deal with that. 'Cause people don't want to even deal with the hardcore facts nowadays, Say, all right, I go and bring it, I go and say it. Because if what I went through as a child was a choice and nobody gives a fuck about me, then slavery is emphatically a choice. Was a choice. And people, famous celebrities come out and explain this because of the trials and tribulations they went through to discover say you're not entitled to anything in this world. And nobody really gives a fuck about you. It's all about your influence. This is what these people come and discover and trying to relinquish onto the masses. But the masses so much up in their feelings and that so much up in their feelings. They don't even realize the one hypocrisy that they're upholding. Because they uphold this ideology, right? Say, oh, that's wrong to say. But everybody individually act accordingly to this principle that he's trying to share with you. It's always been a choice. It's always been a choice. So if anybody can look at me and not feel sorry, so why the fuck should anybody feel sorry for people, what happened to people that's not presently here today? Might be disrespectful, right? But isn't, is a perspective and it dealing pertaining with reality. So, it's true. If I don't really care for your ancestors, how that going to change anything? Because it all comes down to where people care about, what them invest them interests or care. If I don't care for your ancestors and I choose to care about for these people ancestors, you can't change that reality. You can't change that reality. You might can influence it, influence something different to happen. You can't destroy energy, cannot be destroyed or created. That's the first law of, I forget it. That's the first law of conversation. Conversation. Con yo fuck. Conservation. Conservation. Right? That's the first law of conservation. Law energy cannot be created nor destroyed, only transformed. Right? So you can't destroy facts. You can't destroy facts because of how much sense it makes. If I don't give a fuck, what can I, as the individual who's suffering from the lack, can do if something was not there in the first place, right? If something was not, if there's absence of something and then something, other entities now taken away from you because of that lack of that one foundation, they come and take your bricks them for build up for them house and leave you in the what you going to do with it? How you is going to use, you feel, cause your feelings hurt about it. That not gonna change nothing. I can tell you that. I can tell you that without a fact. If anybody making you feel as if that can change something, I wouldn't trust that person. I wouldn't trust that person. If they're not some biological related to you biologically, I wouldn't trust the person because there's no grounds of understanding and reasoning with monsters. So if a monster keep on, him just have you in a labyrinth. He wants you to keep on feel like you're going to get out. There's some way out when really and truly. I don't know in the events which one worse. I feel like I would like the tyrannical monster. I wouldn't want the tyrannical monster, but the monster who feel like they're more clever, right? And try chop you in cycles. Cause I feel like I would have been able to break free. Cause I am in this circumstance right now and I mentally free. Cause I'm a free thinker. I am open minded. But my open mindedness can't change my reality because there is nothing to work with. There is nothing intellectual to work with because it's just a bunch of barbarians just ran through and destroy everything and just create total havoc and devastation. So how are going to repair the damages of somebody who was too ignorant themselves, ignorant and blind themselves, and just abuse their power? Just totally abuse their power. Not even in a sense where they're abusing it to benefit or gain something. They're just abusing their power because they're sadistic, they're evil. Because there's no reason, there's not much had to gain or anything. Because in the end, if I am foolish enough, foolish enough, I would end up in the same place as them where they're going to go. And it don't, to me, it don't feel fair. I always hear a saying say, when you dig grave, dig two, right? Dig two, right? But why I should know? I have made the effort to fight and resist against this. So I don't know how much the universe can reward me. Because the universe been doing a lot of stuff for me. And I am very appreciative of that. The universe itself had reunited. Maybe, and I feel like, to me, is how I see it. Everything was just down to time, the right timing. Cause when I was on that pro-black or Pan-African Well, I would like more likely say pro-black, you know, cause I never really was a Pan-Africanist, Pan-African. When I was on that kind of ideology, you know, my mind, aspects of my mind just was closed up. You know, and that's in living in this world, to be honest, being doing any operating with any aspects of a closed mind, yeah, you're more harm to you're harm to yourself, you're harm to society, you're harm to every, you know, you're just very dangerous to more likely to yourself. Cause in the events, these people have an army, these people have nuclear arms, these people have, you know, what you radicalizing in the open is not going to change anything. You, like all these people who had made attempts to make a stand, and for some reason it have some kind of amount to some kind of significance as bravery, when it's just acts of real foolery, right? I remember a woman a couple of years ago in the United States. I don't really remember her name. She shoot up some police and she even allowed her son to die too, I believe. You know, uh, the whole act was praised by the black community when this was act of real tomfoolery, where the police, we coming to find out the police, even in the United States, not the police in my country, they're corrupt, but the only reason why the police them were carrying on so because people them was actual criminals. The people them who them was addressing was actual criminals, and they were going on a profile which was actually consistent. You know, you know, people too much into them feelings. People too much into them feelings, and people taking things and applying to themselves where probably shouldn't have been applied to themselves in the first place, right? But you know, they only the stuff. If the experiences I have in this country is so anywhat accurate and what I witness, what people do out here, and if it's a habit of what people in those kind of areas do, then you know, me no want the police to be like that. Then I wish in my country police were like that. Jano, Jano. This is why the country has become such backward as it is now. You know, I don't say going upset, nobody really gonna understand what I'm saying, nobody going, you know, many people not going to understand what I'm saying. But you know, I come to understand say, yo, even American Constitution is the ideal constitution that anybody, any country would want, right? Cause what it does, what the Constitution did, and still doing this is why they're fighting against the Constitution. It was placed, it was written in such a way that idiots could not come into any form of power. And it's the same idiots now manipulating the masses to want to breach it now, breach the Constitution, because them all up in them feelings. Cause for them ancestors, they made some mistake, they made a big mistake or error in judgment, right? Their ancestors. And they want to resurface back the power. But you know, they have to, this is why they need democracy, you know. They need democracy. What they say, democracy is like two wolves and a lamb ordering lunch. What the two wolves going to do to a lamb? The one lamb. The lamb is the lunch. The lamb is the lunch. You know? A lot of learning. A lot of witnessing life. Although it might be one. Still the ugly truth. Sometimes I still wonder why me though. Sit and wonder why me. Sit and wonder what am I going to do about it. That's the big question, you know. That's the $1,000,000 question. I thought multitude of times, I thought I found the answer for it, or a counter argument or something, you know. You know, somebody come along and fuck shit up to show me how really bad things can get. And I thought it couldn't get any worse, just got worse. You know, I had difficulties over the years after coming out of the church and brainwash and, you know, recovering from that. 'Cause I really hadn't really recovered from that. I just really had jumped into what I come to realize. So, you know, a lot of cults out there are online, you know, and these cults foster a lot of negative emotions that I think, you know, shouldn't be the prerequisite of anybody's who is planning to be a functional member of society or even trying to grow their business, trying to build up wealth, generate wealth. You know, you don't want to be around that because these people drain you. These organizations, these groups, these movements tend to be vampiric. You know, they drain your pockets, they drain your emotional energy. They constantly have you in some one state, whether usually is negative, whether the fearmonger, fearmonger, they either have you idolizing them, right? You know, they either have you idolizing them, they give you these impressions that you should be mad about something, and they constantly keep you in comfortable being mad. You know, they constantly make you search out for something to feel about, something to be frustrated about. And all of those things are distractions. They waste your time. You know, I don't see what with 70% of the information. No, let's say, all right, 45% of the information that I've obtained from 16 till now, I could have do without. I could have do without. You know, but my attention span never made me notice at that particular time is when feeling when a lot of bad things happening to me and I start reaching out to these content creators is when I realize that these people aren't, they're not, what they're selling is not what they're selling. You know, they're selling something else. They're selling you that their intent is selling you hope, but the hope you don't even get the hope. You don't even get the hope. They don't give you no solutions. They just upstir you. So sometimes I wonder if some of these people in society that you see come on social media or anything are crisis actors, to provoke people to be in a certain way. And it's very difficult for me who had been drawn to these things, right? Who had been drawn to these kind of content, and I live in a third world country. I cannot operate at a capacity like somebody in, well, America, because those are the biggest content. This is who people tend from all over the world, because English is very common, and the English that Americans speak is very, and even the culture is very easy to understand. It's easy to get the humor and stuff like that. You know, a big one of the biggest impacts that I think that from my personal perspective, that have a lot of influence on the world, right? That's from American pop culture, right? One show like Family Guy, everybody is familiar with that show, right? And it's kind of type of provocative humor, right? So that's one example of why people would not come to take an interest into American versus any other country, right? You have the Brits that also speak English. And it's strange enough that majority of Europe don't speak English. You know, some of them have speak English. By Europeans, I was like German people I used to hang out with online. They introduced me to stuff that sites or content creators of theirs who speak English on the side. But it's not something I would absorb myself into, because they're talking boring stuff that have nothing to do with nothing. And to me, or any ordinary person, I feel this not game changing. This does seem like white people talking about European white people talking about European white people stuff that interests them, or I don't know. You know, just start sitting down and talking about theories, theories of stuff. How that going to change the world? How that going to change your life? But them all living good already over there, so them all good. Them not have nothing to really worry about more than politics. That's all their worries are. Is politics. Who is politicking my rights? That's what white people business about, and I understand. I come to understand that. Black people, it don't even reach the threshold of their consciousness. So this is what we're supposed to be doing. We just voting on people who make we feel some kind of way. I don't do that. Nobody can make me, especially a male, and females don't have that type of pizzazz that a man can make you feel some like how men can make you feel some type of way, right? They don't come with that confidence or authority like a man would do. Not to be sexist, but this is really comes down to what you call that term? All right. Amorphism or whatever the word called, like genders have different relationships with their biology, right? And this is not only found in humans, it's found in other species, right? I'm sorry about messing up the word. I can't really think of the word. I'm just trying to express myself while I'm in this state, because and that's one thing I can't get over, like how my mind, it just feels like knives stabbing me in, like, what you would I call it? My cerebral cortex. Like it just feel like become tiny knives that stabbing me. So it's very hard to recall things or even talk. I don't know if it's anxiety causing me like that, or I feel if anything, I always feel anxious. You know, I always feel anxious because I don't know how this going to really end. You know, I already been humiliated, emasculated. There's nothing. There's a lot for me to lose, and that's the thing. But why when there is nothing else for me to lose? Why it seems like these people still have looking for strip me of everything else? They try to strip me of my sanity. That never worked. They try to emasculate me. That kind of never worked. You know, I still stand here today, but I don't know what to do. Cause they still hold the gates. They're still the gatekeepers. So if they're not let me in, how may I go get inside? I stay outside in hell, in this hellhole. All I want, I don't even want to be here if they think them to come in here to try take over or influence or make some kind of, if that I would have done, I don't know what to them people, why they can't just, me live car, or me just do what I have to do. Cause if I was there, if I really was insidious or trying to threaten whatever security them think them have or whatever. Cause I don't see whatever security them having. Cause there's no economy, there's no nothing. The only reason why people haven't rioted yet, cause they don't even know how to spell economy. That's the only reason why nobody has done anything out here. Like, if you white people abroad saw like the economy collapse or the software collapse or any of these things, they would have on the street rioting and they would want their leader head already. Or, the only reason why, cause these people is so intellectually, they don't know about any of these things or understand these things, and they think they know enough already. They think they know enough, so they're comfortable with what they know. So they just continue living on and acting out barbarically to whatever. It don't make no sense to me. More I try to. I am not a psychologist. I'm not a trained professional in any of these things. I myself have my mental health problems that I need to overcome. I have my mental health problems, so I can't they making diagnose on somebody where I don't even know all my mental health problems. I just want change. You know, 'cause I feel like a big factor of my mental health problems is causing me to be so lackadaisical, right? Where I just feel like not to do anything. I feel sick. I feel constantly sick to my stomach. My head is constantly hurting. I having withdrawals. You know, withdrawals is some just going to forget around. Cause when you don't have no money, what me I gotta do? I am not a crackhead. I cannot be a crackhead or do anything like a crackhead. I just don't have it in me. You see me? Like I said earlier, I don't like looking silly. You know, I don't like looking silly. I wonder what going to happen to what's happening in the world. I hear that. I had intentions on migrating to the UK, cause that's where my aunties and they always they had intentions in helping me out. I don't know how it is now. I still communicate to one of them. Well, communicate to one of them, both of them, but the other one verbal. So I just don't know. This is the thing. A lot of things that happen in the world that just fuck up your whole plans and ideas and your whole, so how can I plan something and put out effort, right? It's something that's going along the way, fuck up everything, and then it's so hard with what these people leave me with, 'cause basically we're being discriminated. I don't even know if I can even call it discrimination, because Jamaicans really, although a lot of our people want to be in denial, these people are criminals and they're coming into your countries to commit actual crimes. I not, I not even going something, because half of them money here work something there where I try to take mouse and do all sort of fuckery. Is was some ex-police cop that migrated to the United States, or some backwash, basically equivalent to a hillbilly in the United States, right? Where probably sucks couple guy hood and befriend them and then send him over. Them send him over for go sell drugs. And then he sell drugs, and because he's a total buffoon, him get caught same time and get sent to federal prison and then deported back. I don't know why they're deporting these people back to these countries. After, I don't know. I feel like the United States need to find some other way. If we're not making money off of them, continue to make money off of them and just keep them in indentured servitude. You see me, cause you can't, especially if them committing these high, it's not no petty crime them are commit where you deport them back for, right? It's some big, how you for deport them back to our island. Oh, that's why I just don't understand. You're deporting these monsters and demons. Why they have so much here already? Why they have so much here already? So I really don't know how to address the politics on that right now. What I want to really, really try to figure out is what I going to do about my circumstance. That's every day what I think. What am I going to? Cause all I doing, right? I just eat once today. I just eating our way. I'm not really preoccupying myself with much anymore. Even the school, I was doing school stuff and coding stuff, and I stopped cause frustration. And, I don't know where I am anymore. I don't know where I am anymore. I try to start meditate and doing all sort of stuff though. I'm not going to say it's not working, but my skepticism, I just very skeptical. I've always been a skeptical person. And to me, it just frustrates me. Say, is what I come to? You know, I can say in history, it hard work, because when the North Africans invaded Europe and put Europe in such a devastated place after they infiltrated straight through the Iberian Peninsula, right? Straight go up to Germany and all them stuff there. The Moors or whatever you want to call it, right? They turned them into Christian monks and they started praying, being grateful and thankful, and basically turned them into bitches, right? And now end up who have the sword and who control the whole world. Everybody speaking Ufa language. Britons. You see me? And they don't even waver it. They don't even play around with it. You see me? So after them, they even, I don't know, I don't get why they went into territories and hurt people who never have nothing to do with it. People in the Americas, you know. So if the Europeans wanted to get back at the Africans and enslave them harshly, uh, all them stuff there, it caused a lot of things to mess up. But that shows you a lot about karma. That shows you a lot about karma. 'Cause that's the part aspects of history that they don't want us to fill us in, and so there's a lot of plot hole and misunderstanding and you know pure anarchy. Pure anarchy. 'Cause if somebody don't understand these things and they're not rational to realize their position, 'cause I had to be rational at a young age and realize my position is, I'm expendable. Nobody, people don't realize that they're expendable. So they're basically doing things that making them more expendable, because they don't realize that they're expendable in the first place, and every act have a reaction. Every act has a consequence. you know I don't feel like I have it in me to. I don't know who I'll be in the next 20 years, or I just hope that I'll just stay young forever, just look young forever, 'cause that's the only reward for me. 'Cause all you can do me take away the first 25 years of my life and then leave me with nothing. It's not even say that there was no freedom, I was like in the sense of a prisoner. I was that, you know, and the only thing that was left for me to do is become radicalized. And that's what also I try fight against doing, right? Because I afraid of being incriminated and discriminated. And I was already being that too. It's just now after this attack, after this invasion, make me realize that, say it's a specific demographic that's have some kind of relativity to this specific individual who oppressing me that always come. Because when I go into the outside world, that's not the perspective or light I was being treated under. If somebody never know the conditions, the distressing conditions I was under, if they couldn't tell by how I dressed or anything, right? They would near believe that they would believe some. I never really business about what other people believe. After high school, I wasn't really into making any new friends unless it was a female. And after high school, I just was focused on getting to school. I don't, cause they train me to think that friends are not a good thing, not to make no friends or not. And while they building up their networking and this and that, missing fun and what people don't understand, you know, I have to come to express because it's something that somebody who is not conscious of it could not explain to you. But I was trained or groomed to be a specific way to find that is friendship and all them stuff there. And plus I understood say I don't know these people from I was young, so there's not much bonds, real authentic bonds. These people done are the way they are after years 14, 15, no, after years 16, 17, you done the way you are, You done set out whatever stuff in your brain is, that's what there. Right? So you'll never know if this person is legit got your back until you know, until you see. And you see me, sir, what's the point of having somebody around you that you can't really trust or depend on? That's why I always ask myself, what the purpose of you in my space? Because me and you can't have no intimate relationship. If that's not the case, then what's the point? What's your purpose to me? You know, them kind of way there. 'Cause if my purpose or I have principles and standards where I want to commit to, I feel like the person needs to reciprocate those principles and that same standard too, right? I feel like people need to reciprocate that. 'Cause I cannot be putting my life on the line or vouching for you, or whenever you need help, I am there. But whenever I need help, what are you, some kind of girl? And not even women. Women don't even abide to the standards of what these men are abiding to, because they literally believe things come free, you know? And it's not even an act of they demand and they feel entitled to this, which is very weird. Cause I don't know where this entitled. Who taught them of these entitlements? Cause society never yet taught us of this entitlement. So it's just a scene that majority men are very effeminate. Majority men in this country is very effeminate. You see me? Because these are ideologies and think way how women would think. And women are minds are designed to think as for survival. You know? So how men having so many men having these kinds of patterns, thought patterns that seems like is biologically, systemically a woman's pattern of thinking, I don't know. And that's what I find the most bizarre. The most bizarre. I don't know if I've quote this in a lie, but I've been begged by more men than females. I've literally lived my entire life and I've only 5 accounts where a female has begged me something. 5. 5. And sometimes with these females, they're very prideful, so you know the majority of them prideful, so they're not go come on and ask you directly like that. Cause they hate women hate rejection, women hate being turned down. But with these men, if you even tell them no or reject them or even try, they feel they still feel entitled to you saying yes. So they throw a fit or they persist, they become very persistent. You see me? Where I don't know. I rather, if anything, I rather go curl up in a corner and starve to death. Everybody know this. Everybody who has been with me through this or witness what I've been through would be sure, can assure say, yeah, that's true. That's true. He probably will curl up in a corner and just go die rather than to do anything else. You know, men have become men in this country and I seen like weak men are being put on a pedestal. But it's not my concern, you know. If I get through this, Jano, if I come into the light now, you know, if I come into the light, Jano, I'm not going to be no figure with debate or no, or you know, I'm not going to be no pyramid scheme, anything, you know. You know, and I like being silent. You know, these things I do is to help me, is to help my mental health. Cause you know, time is of essence, and you know, I just feel like I'm wasting time just sitting down, not doing anything. You know, and allowing all these negative energies to build up. You know, but like I said, I would exploit the feminine nature of males that's being something. No, I just can't be effeminate. Even when me is acting like a bitch, it is literally because there is a reason. Anybody in my position is just me being human. But some people is just inhuman, yo. Inhuman. Talking about it, not going to really do anything. You know, it might do something because there's word to power. There's power in words, you know. The spell what they was casting on me it never really was effective. All they just was doing is modifying and manipulating my environmental conditions, pushing my buttons. And even then, they're pushing my buttons, even if I never reacted, because many times I try to keep my solidarity and you know, not allow myself to be susceptible to the triggers, and you know, that only frustrate them more and radicalize them more and make them want to be more extreme, where you know, where now a multitude of defects I had gotten from my siblings, you know, cause I wasn't conforming to their fear mongering nature. So, you know, that's what they want to do. They just want to manipulate me. They just want to keep me in a constant state of fear, right? They want me weak and pathetic. They want me, you know, they want me insecure. They want me not thinking straight, you know. And I noticed this. I noticed this, you know. And even of lately, I try to play a role. I try, and where it got so vicious with the attacks against me, where now they're playing in on my mind to make me feel like something is wrong with me, something is still wrong with me. Where that come from, right? But they don't really care about the discrimination. They don't really care about me getting any help. They just want me think that something is wrong with me, cause it benefits them in their goal to of pursuit of whatever them trying to pursue for. Cause it just seems like these people is working on the basically the devil. The devil is literally commune. They commune with the devil. Cause even one little girl, you know, was supposed to be Manisa or whatever, she believes that she's possessed by a Middle Eastern spirit called Amy. So I'm saying, all right, these people is clearly in some form of cultism. Because when I had done the research when I was 16 or 17, because she used to tell me about this Amy, and certain things never resonate with me, right? Like it seemed like I had watched a movie, right, what made me, what inspired me or made me feel intrigued to even done research. Cause alright, the movie was called Descendants, right? And in the movie, I'm not even going to get into the movie. My mind can't really go there. But there was some deity, evil deity, right? Middle Eastern god, Middle Eastern genie, or is of the lesser key of Solomon or whatever, right? His name, no disrespect to whatever entity or whatever, right? Name is Paman, right? Um, and there's a plethora of other ones that I know about that in the world that, you know, I can tell from when I get, okay, name Paman, and this Paman have so much similarities to what we modern day people would describe as Jesus Christ. Right? So I saw some kind of connection, and in the movie was so weird, and the adaptation was weird, and all them stuff there, you know, was very creepy and menacing and all them stuff there. But you know, when I heard the name Palmer, Lester Key, you know, I think when they were flipping through the book, I saw Amy. I said, what the hell? And then, you know, I went and researched and done some research, cause saying like, yo, what the hell? So much similarities to what I am experiencing, and this movie, what the relationship with what it's telling me, and the stuff like my grandmother was a witch. She was doing all them kind of creepy stuff too, right? But not to the extreme like that. I guess my will or whatever was, you know, whatever God was doing, I don't know what to explain it. Cause I say, yo, like, you know, even in certain instances now, but all of that is in the past. You know, and you know, people is monsters at the end of the day. Humans are monsters. You know, I had done research on yeah, and I found out that there was more to it, and I became very paranoid, very skeptical, cause saying like this kind of weird, cause from a long time, these people talking about sacrificing me, and they've been mutilating me, they've been doing all sort of disgusting, creepy stuff to me, where I can't necessarily come out about, cause it would just fortify all these notions where they're trying to make up propagate about me being crazy, you know. But one of my evidence where I always fall back on said this girl open about her relationship with what appears to be her imaginary friend, right? Because it is her imaginary friend. I don't know who supplant these ideas in her head about these things. I think it was the sister, the same sister talking about car. After her mother died, I noticed that she talking about this Amy character, and it seems like Jodie, she mind control, she used mind control techniques on everybody, and it's just that it happened not to be working on me, and I feel like when she really discovered that it wasn't working on me is when I gave her back the cable. Because I think she was going to somebody who explaining to her about these things, because she always a come and tell me all sort of weird stuff in advance or what going to happen. To me personally, like how I going to be, it's very complicated because it started in my brain. But it was very, I still don't have the full and truth. All of what I saying pertaining to that particular is just still my assumption. Like, I don't really even care about it anymore to be accurate or in my judgment in it. You know, it just feel like, these people make me sick to my stomach and they hurt my brain. That's why I became, I chose, I could have become an alcoholic. It wouldn't have even last long anyways. And I'm not a person that, I'm not no bigger or anything like that. So those lifestyles are not sustainable without being some kind subjected to some labor in exchange for, you know, minimum wage, right? So in my country they don't care for everybody working or. So I could not become an alcoholic because it was too expensive. And plus, you know, I don't really like drinking like that. I remember when I was drinking, the next morning I just wake up fucked up, just feeling horrible. Like I rather had a hangover than felt horrible, like on the inside, like emotionally torn, and I would feel good, somewhat good, even right now talking about it, but I feel like say, I wish I could have drink some right now. Like something strong. Um getting high, I feel more in control. I don't feel like, I feel like I have a high. I know I have a high tolerance. I know I have a high tolerance, so just to me, it just like make me easier, able to go to sleep. You know, can go to sleep at night. I feel I still kind of feel shaken up, and I still can draw upon these feelings or whatever, but I don't feel so vivid when you're not high. And then on top of it, and then I'm suffering from withdrawal. You know, the only thing, these are the only two things. No, well, money. I like money. Sex is also good, and getting high and drunk is another thing. I think those are the only reasons why I stick around. Like those right now, those things are the highlight of my life. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but I think I'm building up a great disgust for humanity, but not in a way where I don't know if it's me that's weak and pathetic, or even if my views would change if I had was put in position you know, where I feel like there would be not much consequence, or I feel like I could have I do it covertly. But revenge upon humanity, I don't really feel that. I feel like hurt, but that's just it. I don't. Maybe it's out of fear. It's just out of fear. 'Cause you guys collectively doing me like this. So even if say, yo, if I was put in position would do something back to humanity, I feel like I would have be fear the blow, 'cause I know how radicalized you people can get and how vicious. And I don't I I don't see myself having that viciousness like the rest of the world. I don't feel like I have what it takes to be like that. I could have been a soldier, if I was trained to kill people, then that's it. But I don't have the malice or the grudge. 'Cause I don't really grudge people. I grudge the fact of your nature, you know? That's what burns me up or eats me up on the inside. Your nature. I don't really make things personal to me. What's the point? 'Cause I never really care for that person in the first place. I never really cared. To me, it's like a total stranger just came up and attacked. Like, I minding my own business, and you just abduct me, or you just did this for no reason whatsoever. And even after you did it, I still don't care for you. You just made me not like you even more. You made me dislike you even more. I don't even think it's even worth it. You know, I think whatever harm you could do to yourself is worse than anything I could do. Because you're just on a self-destructive path. No, sir, I'm not really about self-destruction. I'm not really about self-destruction. I watch too much medias. I watch too much stuff on media, through media to understand, say, no, if I battle up all that hate and grudge and, all them high level negative emotions, I don't know. Or you can torment yourself like that and feel like you should be responsible for avenging your whoever. You as a little child to avenge, cause you look at monsters. They took your mother and father and say in the media, like in some form of media that mother movie, like, you know, you have a man, you have a little child who born into a tribe or a clan, and him happened to his whole clan was murdered off, and he's the last of his clan, you know, and left to live amongst the same people who murder and slaughter his clan. And then discriminate against him, them abuse him. He's sitting down there like he have any clue. Say he gonna plot vengeance. And cause the moment these people feel like say, yo, this could that's what I say, the moment them feel like you is dead, them going to rub you out. I afraid for that as a big man. And I definitely afraid for things like that. Cause these people was exercising it. These people would verbalize that about this reaction or this consequence, or he gonna probably kill me in my sleep. I always found it weird how my siblings them would always verbalize these things like, so you're aware you're doing something for me to challenge you to preserve my life. Cause it's me or you. It's me or you. Right? So what you telling me, say, you putting me in a position that you would cause me, 'cause I wasn't contemplating these stuff. I was never contemplating these stuff at all. I never contemplate those stuff. I just was in fear. So that made me even, like from our earlier video, I say observe. I just observe it. It made me feel low, made me feel worse than when they used to abuse me. It just added to it. Cause how you going to be viciously attacking me, then afterwards you viciously attack me, you discriminate against me. And these are all black people. These are, well, my sister, this sister, she is a nigger. For our people is Negro people. She not even same like the rest of us. She for something that is Negro, right? And she had possessed these things within her. The hypocrisy of black people, they're the same one where we would jump up. Uh, you don't know what some of these black people doing behind curtains. That's the thing with people, we see these people come, uh, ver advocate for so many things, but you don't know these people in real life talking about Black Lives Matter and this and that. To them, Black lives don't matter. To them, in their own world, it's just anarchy and chaos them want to create. Them just want to be against something. Them just want to be an antithesis, or they want to be the anti-protagonist. You see me? And they want to create this reality as if them is the protagonist. When they're not really, there's no ideology, there's no nothing. There's no nothing they're fighting for but chaos. Total chaos. Anytime you bring anything productive to them don't want that. Them don't want that. Them just want to continue dwelling them chaos. You see me? And it's a bizarre thing. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. It's very bizarre. You know, because look what happened to them. Look what happened to them. She dead and she get the worst death possible. Somebody can axe you with take a axe, a dull axe, and try to chop you off your head. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's really crazy. How the world works. How the universe works. The universe really give you what you deserve, you know. Me can tell you that as the universe have fostered me with a lot of things, as I showed you earlier. You know, I showed you my expensive watch, you know. I'm wearing Alia t-shirt and my cross that I wear. You know, all of these things is literally the universe sourced these things out. It's so close that I never could have met my auntie them. It was so this close that I could have not met my aunties them. Cause truly they're not my aunties, it's just something I call them. They're really my cousins, right? And you know, with my aunties, they had a similar experience. They grew up with my grandmother, and my grandmother had abused them. But the difference between me and them is they had their mother. Their mother had migrated first, right, before she sent for her daughters, which is my aunties them, right? So she had to migrate first and live over there for a few years. So my aunt, my mother, my auntie's mother had, which is my sister, which is my grandmother's sister, had left my grandmother as the caterer or guardian to take care of them, and she would send money for them to take care of them. And my grandmother was basically, I don't feel like they went through as much as how insidious it was for me, right? I admit this online, you know, but certain things I feel like they can relate to, you know, and they understood, and this is why they came, you know. It was so close that I never met my aunties them. Cause my grandmother abused them. So what interest would you have? Cause my grandmother was not interested in making any form of amends with them when they came, you know, and she herself made it very difficult. Cause I wasn't aware of this context until I rekindle a relationship with them, and they expressed these things to me, like their past and stuff like that, you know, what they went through with grandma. So I said, okay, kind of adds up. Cause grandma was, after you guys gone, grandma was talking a lot of shit about y'all, you know, so, which I found very weird. You know, why would they come in to try restore balance or create some form of stability? And my which is in her defense, cause practically they came for protect her from the the chaos that was to surface from my sister's death. They had a misunderstanding too of this sister. I don't know know if they really misunderstood, cause saying like certain things, you know, never really add up. Never really. I don't know who telling the truth from from who not telling the truth. 'Cause, you know, I never see them before then until she passed away. And this big argument saying like after they left, they say, oh, they couldn't have come here if Latoya was not dead. And I say, I don't know how true is that. I know Latoya would have been anti them. Latoya was anti anybody trying to stop there. Latoya was doing a lot of wicked, mischievous, nefarious stuff. Right? I had no clue. I was not informed, and I was being abused the whole entire time and malignantly neglected and abused and terrorized. You know, and I never understood why. Why was this thing for me, or why there is this exception when it comes to pure malevolence and mistreatment when it comes to me, right? Right, where it was put, it was like their vow to make my life miserable. So I would feel how I feel today, or I wouldn't even live as long as I would. I don't know. You know, cause so when after she fell out, I saw like, you know, I felt like that was just divine justice taking place, you know. So, you know, divine justice, and you know, it happened when I was young, so you know, it was traumatizing still. It was very traumatizing on top of that trauma, you know, cause a lot of it never go as smoothly as one would expect. You know, a lot of people, there was nobody coming with no open arms or nothing for comfort me or anything. And then I just never want to open up because I fear if I open up, these people would have devoured me alive. Because a lot of figures came, a lot of snakes came under this umbrella, you know, but I was incapable of even showing any form of emotion, you know. Well, to myself, I just felt like I wasn't showing no emotion, you know. But I don't know what people were perceiving because people have different perspectives. Yeah, I wasn't cowballing like I was now. Cause I never felt like my arm was being bent after the guys them murdered her and left. I just wanted justice for her death, you know, cause it still was done in spite say these people come and kill her. Not saying like she hadn't done wrongs in her life or anything like that. But you know, so that was what I stupidly made my prerogative. And you know, I just never understood as a child. So I don't know. And it comes to find out, say, is the other sister was behind on her death, which is Jody. And this is why I've been receiving how many multitudes of death threats from her of lately. There's no way I can even go. Cause the police force out here corrupt. I think she control the police, influence the police force too. You know? So, what I can do, I just try and pick up the pieces and I try and leave the country. Not even that they want me to do. Not even that one. A multitude of people don't want me to escape from my. You know, so to me, I see these people out there like little demons in society. 'Cause this is what why you want for me what you would want for yourself. Why you want have exceptions for me or anybody you take, for, for have this weird kind of relationship with me where you don't really fully respect me. I feel like you don't need to fully respect me as a human being. You want keep me into this kind of weird place where you can keep control over me, and just give me breadcrumbs if you're giving me anything at all. And I'm too old for this. I'm too old for this. People never even do this when I was 16 or was any an infant or anything. I used to grow up without no food or anything, water and this stuff, you know, and nobody really care. Nobody care. Nobody care. The only reason why now since I grew up is cause they want something from me. They want something sexual advance on me or something like that. And I find it very weird as a man where people preying on me like that. I'm not a woman. I'm not saying this should happen, but saying like, yo, this is what it just feels so emasculating where people can feel like even women. So when even women thinks that I don't take their sexual advances, I just feel like, especially older ones, I feel like it's just out of pocket sometimes. And it's just disgusting. Then it's like I feel like I have to lower my standards. If I even should have even any standard. That's why I come in like no. Like I look the way how I look or I come from wherever background, I have to lower my standards or not have any standards at all. After and even if it is that everything going just always weird and fucked up if I lower my standards. Cause it's always going to be some kind of issues or some kind of, turmoil or this and that. So, I don't trust those kind of relationships or anything like that. I want to go into a relationship where the woman is either if I cannot secure and maintain a woman and she just genuinely down to earth and not unknown. Or I'm beautiful, you know. So it's like I'm supposed to cater to her, but there is no consequence or no nothing for her actions. So fuck me, fuck me, right? That's the one I don't really care about. The females I don't really care about as well. You know, they're the most. They're the most. I just don't like see them. I don't like nothing with time. I best do what I can do in the meantime. I find these videos very therapeutic. You know, I just wish I could just like do stuff that can really change my life. Not give me some kind of worth or value. I don't want to value myself up by If you do that moment, you stop doing something. It's like you just feel like you're dead inside. You just feel, you know, hard it, hard it. I don't know what my future was going to be like. You know, I'll be lying down in bed, you know, and if I was lying down in, was to be in my grandmother's room, you know, I just say, yo, you know, when it, I, I'm, yes, I'm going to have to deal with it when it come, you know, but sit here now and I still don't know what to do. So all those times I was like, I wasn't goofing off, but I wasn't trying to worry about it. I wasn't trying to worry about it. About doing much stuff to comfort myself. I was like, you know, I never, I never skip classes. I never gave myself a break. And I always like to try pour through the pain. That was a pain, gain. All all I've gained stuff. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to not going to lie. I'm grateful. But you know, and these stuff are valuable. But you know, I I need to be making moves. Cause really and truly, I'm disgusted by all of these people and just me consciously knowing that, you know, I don't like this to hide it. I'm gonna have to hide it and keep it down. I'm my outburst, you know, I'm my outburst and you know, I have them breaking points, right? The fuck, you know, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to tell you the whole of my mind. I just been sitting here for fucking 25 years silent. So I'm going to tell you you're my fucking man. Because if you push me to that point, I will. And I feel like a lot of times people trying to test me. Or I don't really call it test. Like, you know, them just want to provoke you. Because them not have nothing better in them life to do. Because them not have no freaking clue or independent thought of their own. You know, because how entitled them are, they are, and all them stuff shit here. Them have them support system. Nah, nothing to do. So, them want to come oppress somebody and it's always because me is productive. Then you can see me is productive and looking for do things. Looking to do things with my life. They come and try something there with me. Come oppress me. I can't take it no more. I can't really take it no more. I'm not really worrying about that. That's not the biggest worry. I don't really worry about that. I just wish I could have networked, but I've been in a position properly. People don't try do no fucker, but you know, um, I don't really, I that's not my biggest fear. My biggest fear is going out there is not being able to be out there right now. to discharge all of this, this energy and fluid. And I feel like, if I'm put in that position, I'll be focused. I'll be focused. I'll be, put me anywhere and put me anywhere. Cause, I've been studying, I've been, finding myself. It's just that I don't feel like I found somewhere where I belong. I don't even really me need to be somewhere where I belong. Me be there and just work my way out. You see me, as long as you can I lose a lot. I lose my pride, my dignity. I lose a lot of loved ones, which is personal to me and have nothing to do with pertaining to, you want to use the term family. Lose a lot of loved ones, lose a lot of good people in my life. No, I lose my dignity, my pride, my even my sanity was put on the line. Don't worry, that's vitamins, not education. Prescribed education. I just felt like to take some vitamins. Uh, I just take them anytime I feel like. I know there's a prescribed. I don't overdose on it. I just take it once per day. But because my mind was too involved with solving my problem, or either trying to not think about, you know, I still worry. And that's fish oil. I like what you call cod liver oil. Cod liver oil tastes delicious. I don't even know what it is. It does the cod liver. 'Cause I wonder if cod liver actually tastes like this, which I'm doubt. I taste fish. I taste tuna. And that tastes like it packed with vitamin C. Although it's a omega 3, right? So a lot of things I would like to get done and just cannot do it. And that's what frustrates me the most. 'Cause I just want to be moving into the stage where I'm getting out. I'm leaving, I'm migrating, and I don't have to answer to anybody. I just want that where I don't have to answer to nobody. I want to hurry up and leave before they make it more disastrous for me, where I don't want to be stuck here. 'Cause they've already put me in custody. Police already put me in custody once. And I can't afford to have a police record. Because as now, right now, I'm trying to look occupation, and the system already itself blackballing me. So there is nobody going to feel sorry for me and make an exception if, they see something on my criminal record, whether might be whatever. They're not making no exception for me for, and that's what I want to avoid and get away from. You know, this is what I don't have the capacity to even do these things in the first place. Because I wasn't even trying to develop any skills in these things. So I preoccupy my time or thoughts with any of these negative things, unproductive things. 'Cause I know the placement and condition I was in, I don't have the privilege. Let me delete this shit. I know I'm gonna notice it. They were still there. Why you delete these people? Is it the same people? Well, I'm sorry. There's these weird bots that comes in the chat and just post comments, weird comments, sexual related comments. Well, You know what I mean? I can't bother with this, right? So a lot of things had turned over for me. It's not the same, but kind of still feel the same. I think the biggest problems is the fact that I'm suffering from withdrawal. Even if I wasn't suffering from withdrawal, I still feel like I would still feel like desperate. I feel like I would still feel like some this bravado now to go there. And why am I not going out there? 'Cause that's the same thing what happened to me when I never felt like the first I had an interview to go to the security some security company. Never had no money, never have anything, right? I couldn't make the opportunity miss me, right? I had 1 day left, and I called the person in to see if they could have extended to be any longer, and they just wasn't budging. So I said, what? I'm gonna find myself up, find it, reach up there, did the test, and you know the person didn't tell me that I needed a police record, right? 'Cause I could have sorted that out before I went up there when I had resources more, 'cause things change now. I could have made the sacrifice, but because of misinformation, and I asked the person if there's any, would need, no. Just you see, because the person not don't have my best interest at all. The person just was trying to give me something impossible feat for God do, because they felt like I wouldn't be able to make it, right? I wouldn't be able to make it because of my circumstances, right? Because they wanted to find out stuff from me and basically get information from me. So I play along and I got that opportunity from them. I go up there. I go up there, pass the test. Uh, I just needed, I told them so I would have get police record by the next day. Um, that's foolishness, I was telling. 'Cause I didn't want to get no police record. I thought I thought Jody was working. Stupidly enough. The ones that I never really thought she was working with me. I just wanted to see how far this would have go. I could have ride this wave, you know. I just wanted to ride this wave as far as I can until I make it. It never really got that far. It got far enough for me to be not stable, but have some form of, I can eat every day without worrying. I might not have any water, but I can eat every day. I have light. I have light. I can charge my phone. I might not have a stable way to um put on service. And even though I have service, I don't really have anybody to reach out to. So this is why I go to this now. I use this as some kind of buffer. So I don't really but I can't really afford to fall back into any low. 'Cause I really by myself right now. I don't really have anybody, and even then, majority people are most terrorizing me. So the only people that wasn't terrorizing me was the people who I really care about. You know, but they're not here now. They're not here now. So You know, I don't wish no bad for them. But you know, for them other motherfuckers, I don't know. I hope we no blow up. You see me? I hope you wake up one day with two left feet. You see me? I hope a hole just open up in your throat and everything just come out. Everything you eat just keep on drop out your throat. You see me? You see me? I hope for you the worst experience, worse than mine. You see me? I hope you can't sleep at night. And whatever pills you take, whether NyQuil, whether whatever medication, it doesn't work. I hope you stay up at night. I hope the guilt eats your life. The guilt of what you done eats your life and incapacitate you to be unable to do anything for yourself. I hope all the fucked up shit you've been doing make you make on nothing but bad decisions. And with you being around only by yourself now, all of those bad decisions that you're constantly making only make you suffer now. Because the person that you always hated was your own goddamn self. I hope you don't realize that. I hope you never realize that till death. You live on this world and never realize what was the problem. I hope you burn up in hell. You know. And you know, it's all so funny how people get it dirty. You know, the same dirty people get it very horrible. You know, and they don't even realize. They don't even come to realize. You know, it's the same, and they continue to perpetuate the dirty ways. You know, I'm a grandfather, but I don't really go talk about him. You know, I thought I was going to talk about him, but you know, I give them people too much of my energy, and that's what I realizing too. You know, this is why probably I feel so frustrated to this point where you know, 'cause I don't like give people my energy. You know, I'm very sensitive and conservative with my energy, and you know, I just I think about people and I don't really care about. And you see, I giving them all these titles, like you know, calling them grandma, and they still I refer. You know, these people is nothing to me. You know, I wish I could like you know, really and truly, if I could have wiped my mind of all of these things, I would have probably choose that. You know, I don't know how it would have worked. I don't know how it would have worked. You know, maybe for us do like a friggin' I watched that new Doctor Strange. Like you know, I got to watch that new Doctor Strange, and you know, it was an awesome movie. It was very fun. How he did Peter to make Peter forget. Everybody forget Peter, right? But they remember Spider Man. Yeah, I wish I could have done that. And I know the setup the way they're going to do. You know, it's cool because it makes sense. You know, now Peter, Kaido, the comics never make any sense. Why? Such a genius guy. Such a genius guy. What the fuck you doing as a photographer for a news company? If you know why you don't sell your equipment or you know sell your inventions or you know become why you never I just never understood that in the comics, but the even the first movie with Tom whatever his name now, Toby Maguire or whatever, right? Yeah, I never got why he was. it kind of makes sense why his portrayal or the adaptation, because he wasn't really, he never showed much geniusity, and then he only he spun natural web that somehow came out of his wrist, right? I don't know how much or what, he spun natural web, right? But for the rest of them, never make no sense. Cause what you doing here as a photographer, right? For a news company that don't even like you as your hidden identity as Spider-Man and his superhero identity as Spider-Man, and he generally never like Peter either. If it is just because him work ethics, right? His work ethics, right? So I wish I could do that what Doctor Strange had pulled on Peter Parker. Just forget about these people and like, you know, I could have sleep better at night. I feel like if I forgot about every single one of these people who had done to me, I'd probably be alright. Even regardless of how walking around missing certain aspects of my life, these are the aspects of my life that is insignificant, wasn't important. Because these people are insignificant and wasn't important. And they're going to see, they're never going to even know. They're never even going to even know. And that's the funniest thing. What they say? Who laugh last, laugh the best last, laugh. Because I don't know if you guys, well, you guys are different. Well, there's nobody there, anyways. Well, and this is a whole different audience, anyways. And I haven't built up any subscriber. I only have one subscriber. It's kind of funny. Like, I've been on this and nobody really interested in whatever I have to say. But we're saying like Black Lives Matter. I don't know if you people really consider me black or anything. I always play. I feel like it always clear the line on what, who is black and who this apply to. I don't know. It's like when I flip up the script. But okay. I just hope so I wanna be consistent and keep the energy. The same energy when people are alright. So don't if I was making me into this Black Life thing, into this Black Lives Matter thing, when I'm good, don't expect me to say or have no positive opinion on it either, or any kind of opinion. Cause it wasn't there for me when I needed it the most. So I don't expect it to be. I hope that energy is conserved. I know say it might not. I hopefully praying say I won't ever have to answer to it. You know. But it never helped me. The whole time these people been politicking around the whole of this globe about Black Lives Matter. Even saying in multitude of countries, right? And nobody brought no attention to my situation or whatever I was going through, right? So I perhaps guess I don't qualify in this to be this black thing, and I disown it already. I've disowned it. I've done my genealogy, and truly I I am Creole. Truly my ethnicity is Creole. You know, that's what I am verbalizing now. Truly I am Creole. I don't really care for this black thing. I understand the mystical reason behind or why, and I falling if I cannot fall for something, right? And it don't really affect me to systemically like that, and I go participating with buffoonery for what? And it don't benefit me whatsoever. All if it did benefit me, you see me? All if it did benefit me, I would still have some form of intolerance for degeneracy. But um I see how this game is played in real life. It is not meant to help nobody. It's just to gain mass attention and appeal. They're appealing to the mass. You're fighting for our rights and you're appealing to us for our rights. And you're not people out here going through shit and people don't care. Them just a pocket people money. Pocket a lot of good people money and a lot of idiots too. A plethora of fools. Cause these same fools who giving up their money would never put it in your actual hand where really need it. They just want to stop the fight for your cause where just about degeneracy like themselves will reflect every aspect of their personality and identity as it is. Cause they wouldn't put it in your hand, They wouldn't put it, if you on the street begging on the road, they wouldn't put it in your hand. They rather give it to these fucker organization where I try. Cause I don't say how since they've been around, it only has been gotten worse for black people. Whoever co-signed or fall under their jurisdiction, right? It only has gotten worse. People, the most miserable, the most, this is the most. The only time that was good for black people was 2007. 2000. Let me correct. 2012. That's the only time it's been good for black people. You see me? That's the only that year since that year passed and allegedly was 2012 was on the Mayan calendar was the end of the world. You see me? Some I say bombard. You see me? So it's never been before and after. Cause the foolery that we have been on for the longest while. And it's not like I'm going to say in the United States a lot of things never happen by certain other ethnic groups to reach. But not my country. They don't apply certain things. Certain things that Americans like to believe. It don't apply everywhere else. It never happen everywhere else. It just happened to you. And that's what they need to understand. It just happened to you. Cause you was naive. You was gullible. You was set up like that. You were in a position to be exploited like that. This did not affect Africans. This did not affect majority of the people in the islands. It's a total different system. And what the thing is, the people in the white in the in North America, the white people in North America, different from white people everywhere else. Cause these ones were opportunists. The ones in the United George Bush, Abraham Lincoln was black. George Washington, all of them great. Your founding fathers were highly intelligent men. who knew what they were doing. Everybody else don't know what the fuck I can tell you. None of them Negroes here know the fuck what them doing. Know the fuck what them talking about. Cause all them know, all I know, cause I don't know. I don't know. So where them getting this shit from? Cause I was exposed, pre-exposed to the same fuckery. Them exposed me to the same, and I know nothing what them do or say make any fucking sense. You see me? They have nothing for show fight. Cause look here, I still living in the house. I still living in the house, don't move. You know, they gone back to the crevices or wherever the fuck them come from. You see me? All they came and us do is be a fucker. Be a fucker. Be a fucker and people dead. You see me? And that's what I was getting at to be a people dead. You see me? And I only here to live to tell my story. And then these people don't have no story, you know. They couldn't tell you nothing. All them would have probably tell you something, to laugh at me, to take off the highlight of you are a total degenerate. And a waste, man, you couldn't tell this to any other ethnic group besides from other Jamaican people. Because anybody else would see you as a villain and wouldn't want you around them. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. But it's only Jamaican people think it's cool. And I don't even think Americans would take to that. I just see like some of them bullshitting. But they only bullshit. Cause I'm from the islands. I come from, I just speak different. I don't speak like I come from the gutters or something. I don't speak like I'm retarded or autistic. You know, all my life, they were trying to convince me I'm slow. Something wrong with me. It's when I left high school and went to a different school, is when the smart intelligence was finally appreciated. Was finally appreciated. You know, and I was still on that that thing where, you know, I kind of believe I was slow, but I working over, you know, I just working over it. You know, I was working, you know, and you know, I passed. I passed, and my family saw that as dangerous. No, you know, took note of that. And I must say, much the way you get on with this. You see me, so. I have confidence, you know. That's the thing, you know. I don't lack any of these. Just that because of the circumstance and the trauma that that made me doubt, that instill some insecurities. You know, 'cause I wouldn't talk like this or feel compelled to talk like this at all if I didn't really believe, or I just believe in myself. You know, 'cause I see myself, I know I can do it, and I see I do it time and time again. You see me? I just need one opportunity that just, you know, sustain its own self. I just be there and just work my way out, you know. Cause from the inside, this is what I need to do. I keep on planning out things before I reach there. But I need to plan things. What I'm saying, I need to reach inside the door, then plan what me I gonna do. I can't plan before. Cause if them shut the door for me, it's all fuck me. You see me? Cause me can plan the whole of my life to become an electrical a computer engineer and then close the door on me completely. I'm not other choice to take up something else. You see me? I'm lost for words because I just spend all my time devoting myself to becoming a computer engineer. Because them took away all the other stuff from me. Couldn't become no sports athlete or nothing like that because what? Too much hate on the court and ball field, and you're not being acknowledged for your potential and stuff like that, and all sort of grudge and hatred for you, for me, because of where I come from and where I live. And kudos them. Kudos. I hope these people get what they deserve out of life. Cause you just destroyed somebody who's so vulnerable, and you took away the innocence of somebody without no parents or that. And these people is not like they're unaware, they're very aware of what they were doing. They just never care. They just never care. And I never understand the complexity of why they were doing it. But I hope they get what they deserve out of life. I'm not one of them you can see right now is popular or current. None of them. None of them. Even one point of time when I used to be very popular and sensational on the internet, or no, because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Well, on a different platform now. It took me years, and my brain, my mind was more in a state homostasis back then than it is now. So all those work, and then I just was talking things that people already agree with. People were already agree with. I'm not talking anything that people care for anymore. If you talk in stuff that people care for, they're going to resonate with that and, cool with that. And then people never know my real identity and what I was. Is when I came, I never knew it would be a problem. I came, I'm a guy who come from the islands. Is a young you come from the islands, and that shock everybody. So, a 16-year-old kid that came from the islands. The fuck is going on here? That's how they were, when I did the face reveal. I only used to comment. Only used to comment shit.